I don't want to hear no AI. This is a real deal Holyfield. At the same time, bro need to get a new camera.
In 2004, this reporter was found dead with 2 gunshots to the back of the head.
Do y'all see that truck? That truck has been following me the whole way home, y'all. I'm freaking out.
Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and 7-up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every Smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps glad to grow, helps glad to get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching ETV, whatever the case is. I wish it was Smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But again, I did tell y'all when we drop this music, which we working on that album, I will add the collective to it. My email, y'all can send it now. stillqmusic@yahoo.com. I'll put it up in the description as well. Send me your links, send me your videos, music, all that, attachments, files, all that. Only thing I ask, don't send me no SoundCloud links. I ain't going to SoundCloud. I ain't going to there. So yeah, and if you use that email for anything else, it ain't gonna get seen. It's literally for music. So anybody who do music, send y'all stuff to stillqmusic@yahoo.com. I got y'all. I'm gonna be checking it out. If I like it, I'm gonna add y'all to the album. But I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Niihau. The only 2 seniors graduating Niihau High and Elementary School.
What else?
What the hell is what went on there? I gotta look.
Do y'all see that truck? That truck has been following me the whole way home, y'all. I'm freaking out. I came to a remote spot just to make sure and see. And it's coming straight up in here. There is no reason why that truck should be following me into a remote spot. Like I came here intentionally to get away from that truck and it's coming straight towards me. And then it stopped. This is some CIA type stuff. I gotta call the police.
I think I would have been did that. I would have drove to the police station.
All right, guys, we're out here in where is this?
It is Tempe.
Tempe, Arizona, guys. We just came across these guys right here. How old are you, bro?
13.
13. What's your name?
My name's Lip.
Liv? Lip?
Yeah.
All right. How long have you been living on the streets, bro?
Like about a month now.
About a month?
Yeah.
And what brought you out here?
Group home. They kicked me out.
The group home kicked you out?
Yeah.
And you got family in Arizona or no?
Nah.
Oh, where's all your family at?
They up in like Arkansas.
Oh, how long have you been down here?
Probably about 2-3 years.
2-3 years?
Yeah.
Damn. So where do you be staying? Just around in Tempe?
Yeah. I be moving spots every night.
Yeah. But you be staying safe?
Yeah.
You don't got no addictions?
Nah. I don't really like nothing like that.
Yeah, that's good, brother, because you're really young, bro.
Yeah.
Well, is there, you got a way to reach out to your family or no?
Yeah. I got my phone.
Yeah.
I just got it a few days ago. Got service in it.
And do you talk to them or no?
Nah.
Every single day. How's that sound?
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. And I'll help you every single day.
Yeah.
And try to get you off the streets.
I'm
Yeah.
down for that.
All right, bro. Hey, appreciate it, bro. God bless you. Okay.
God bless you too, man.
About to walk in here, get Lip and his friend a meal.
Hey, thanks again, fam.
Yeah, anytime, bro. I'm gonna come see you every day, all right?
Yeah. I'm always around this area.
Yeah. I'll give you my number and you just call me every day. Wherever you're at, just tell me where you're at and I'll pull up.
I see that shit.
You just order whatever you want, all right?
The meal? Did you get a double whopper? Yeah, the fiery crisp. Okay, this one's yours. Small, medium, or large? Double whopper? You want cheese on that one? Yes. All right. What size on that large too? Yes. Is that it for you today? Yes. All right. You want to round up for me? You want to round up? Okay, $26.35.
26?
Whopper Jr., your way meal? There you go, sir. Yeah, he's good. They're
He's good?
Yeah, they're good. both of these are good kids.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, he's 18 and everything like that, but
Yeah.
they shouldn't have did him like they did.
Yeah, yeah.
They just kicked him out with nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's what he was explaining to me too.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, they seem like nice kids.
Yeah, and I mean, really, they have nowhere to go.
Yeah,
Nothing.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's what. Yeah,
And they're just left out here with nothing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you try to help them the best way you can.
yeah, that's what I do too. I got it, bro. I got it. You want to go outside? Oh yeah, bro. You could probably tell your friend you don't want to come in.
Look, I asked y'all if anybody in LA could get me in contact with the dude that was living under the ground. I don't give a what you look like. I don't care if it was a black kid. I don't care if it was a Latino kid. I don't care if it was an Asian kid, white kid. I don't care, bro. The kid should never be living like this, bro. At all. If y'all could get me in contact with him, I'd give him more than a couple few whoppers, bro. For real. That shit's sad, bro. That shit's sad. Nowhere to go. Some parents don't deserve kids. Straight up.
It all makes sense now, bro. Like, all the damn vampires and shit that's in damn, like in America, bro, they in Oregon, bro. Cause one day I was just walking down the road in Portland, and I'm like, bro, just off how Portland is set up, like how it's just so dark and just the people, the vibe, the energy. If you've ever been to Portland, you know the energy I'm talking about. But like, just that energy, I was like, bro, it give you vampire-ish. I was like, what if all the vampires was damn here in Oregon? I said, what if the movie Twilight was about that? I Googled it. I forgot. That's what exactly, she went to the town in Washington. But then I seen that they said they filmed a lot of it around Portland, bro. They was telling you that all the vampires was in goddamn Portland anyway. Bro, that shit just so dark, bro. I walked past a frozen custard place. The bitch was pitch black with just like, you know, like the neon lights that you get and put on your wall and shit. Like, bro, you just walk. It was like a nightclub, but it was just for frozen custard. Like, what? Bro, the whole place just dark, bro. They people is, if you know, you know, bro. I don't know. That's why all the vampires at. So your ass don't want to get and get your damn. I was about to say some TikTok video. Don't go to Portland.
Y'all think they in Oregon? I think they everywhere. Honestly.
You're about to see the real reason why you have seen nothing happen with this Epstein list.
Where they're trained. And when they're trained and they're able to come out and look older, then they can get in the car with us and go to do the clubs. So we're getting the picture here. Our team's on the ground. And all of a sudden she goes, hey, we're going to be on tour for the next 3 weeks. Where are you going? She gives us the locations. So our team's planning to follow. We're looking for an opportunity to just snatch this girl, right? But we know we're dealing with a lot. What happens if the 9-year-old when you guys are gone? Oh, she goes to warehouse. What warehouse? I don't know. We don't know. They go to the warehouse. That's where the kids go when the other ones are on a tour. One team follows the 9-year-olds to the warehouse. One team follows the other girls on tour. At the warehouse, believe it or not, there are a bunch of kids, and it's completely controlled by black SUVs and obviously mafia of some kind who are completely controlling this property. We flew drones to monitor the property. We decide, based on the number of bad guys there, that we need a 3-letter agency to help us out. So I get on the phone with my contact with a 3-letter agency. The agency says, yes, we'll call our counterparts, and we're going to send a team to go raid that place. Guess what really happened? Now, we're flying drones over, and we have surveillance on the ground. That 3-letter agency rolls up, knocks on the door, tips everybody off. Everybody in the building gets into their vehicles and disappears. And we get a call, oh, yeah, we searched the property. There's nobody there. You guys are crazy. But we watched that all happen.
Along the west coast of the United States throughout most of the 80s. And they were funneling, they were selling cocaine In South Central, they were also selling it in Oakland, they were selling it in San Francisco, they're selling it in San Jose. And some of the money they were making was going to support an army that the men who ran the ring worked for, called the FDN. This was an army that the CIA started in 1981 and supported.
Better known to us, most of us who remember news, the Contras in Nicaragua. So go right ahead.
The men that were running the ring were top officials of this Contra army. And what we found was that they were selling this stuff in South Central, which is, you know, predominantly black section of Los Angeles, immediately before the outbreak of the epidemic. They started selling powder, tons and tons and tons of powder, going into this one small area of the city. And from there, they sold it to Freeway Rick. And Freeway Rick took the powder, turned it into. And starting in 1983, 1984, began distributing it to predominantly the gangs, the Crips and the Bloods in Los Angeles. And they spread it.
Hey, yo, go check out Snowfall. Check it out, bro.
I talked to him 2 days before he died. I talked to him every day. I'm the one who, because I had got out on bail, so Gary came to visit me in Compton, in L.A., to get some discovery from me. When the CIA dude came, I remember giving Gary all the information, so Gary wanted to get who me and Rick was, so I'm telling him this whole story. But while I'm telling this story, the newspaper article came out, not the book yet. So it was like, and I'm like, man, you're not scared for your life? You're not scared? You're like, Chico, I'm not scared, but you know, I understand. I'm like, man, because people have knocked at my door before that. I'm like, who the f is this? Like, you know, once the article came out, it was a 3-page article about what happened. No, LA Times wouldn't do it. And the San Jose Mercury News. Okay. It was a 4-page article. Shows everything. He was right on point. But the LA Times come out a week later with the same kind of 4-page article saying that this didn't happen. So they discredit Gary. So you're talking about LA Times, Washington Post, Washington Times, and New York Times and the Washington Post discredited him. So now he looking like an idiot. Like his editor, they fired him. Right. Now they discredit this whole story like he made it up.
So that's pressure from the CIA.
Pressure from the CIA. Like they end up letting him go, man. Like I'm talking to this man every day. And he was like, Chico, there's people on my back pole. I don't know who they are. They've been here for 3-4 days. Like, damn, man, be careful. So 3 days later, I get a call from my daddy. Did you see what happened to Gary? He shot himself twice in the head. The man told me, Chico, I'm never gonna do that. I talk to this man all the time.
Wow.
I know his whole lifestyle, I know his wife, his kids, and everything.
Yeah.
So he received a lot of pressure from different situations. I was on the show with Gary Webb on Geraldo, Montel Williams, and some other show, because when I had got out, I was only out for like 3 or 4 months, but I was doing all these shows with him. Like Gary, they wanted me to do the show. Like Geraldo came on there, like, this is the person responsible for the whole demo. Him and Freeway Rick, you know, pointed at me. At first they had a baby come across the stage that this lady sold her baby for. They said the person responsible for is right there, Chico Brown, and his crime me Freeway Rick is in prison for that. And I'm like, what? And I'm asking Gary to answer the question. Yeah. My lawyer ended up asking the question, but Gary was like, Gary knew he had it right.
In 2004, this reporter was found dead with 2 gunshots to the back of the head. His death was ruled as... Did it have something to do with what he was reporting about? Well, let's dive into it. In the 1980s, the Reagan administration was actively seeking to overthrow the socialist Nicaraguan government. The government was run by the Sandinista National Liberation Front. The U.S. viewed it as a communist threat because they were aligned with the Soviet Union and Cuba. They were afraid that Nicaragua would inspire other revolutions in other Latin American countries. This is Anastasio Somoza, and previously he was running the country and he was a US-backed dictator, but the Sandinistas were able to overthrow him. This angered US officials. So the US government funded, armed, and trained these Contras, a right-wing guerrilla group that was fighting to overthrow the Sandinistas. However, eventually reports came out about human rights violations that were committed by the Contras, torturing, executions, attacks on innocent civilians. So Congress passed the Boland Amendments, which essentially made it illegal to fund these groups. It was now illegal for the CIA and Pentagon to fund them, so the administration had to figure out another way to do it. One way that they did this was in violation of an arms embargo where they sold weapons to Iran, and then funneled the profits to the Contras. The other way was what this man, Gary Webb, sought to expose. You see, he found evidence that the CIA was backing and protecting these Contras, helping them smuggle in the United States so that they could make money to finance their fighting. This turned to the crack epidemic was born. The number of users rose by millions. The devastation was widespread, but particularly within urban and African American communities. His administration panicked over the epidemic that they literally had a part in causing. So in 1986, they signed in the Anti-Drug Abuse Act. This had mandatory minimum sentences, also punished crack 100 times more harshly than powder. Now, a lot of people say the disparity was due to the fact that crack was more prevalent in the lower income areas, whereas in the higher income areas. There's also misconceptions about crack being more dangerous, more addictive, which it's chemically identical. But this led to insane mass incarceration rates, with 77% being African Americans, 16% being Latinos, and 6% being white. So Gary Webb sought out to expose this injustice, and when he did, he was torn apart by the mass media. His reputation was shot. He published a 3-part series called Dark Alliance. Now, the allegations did stir up some interest, so the government decided to look into it. CIA, the Department of Justice, and the House Intelligence Committee all looked into it, and they said, nothing to see here. Which is hilarious that the allegations is that the CIA was involved, and they're like, we'll look into it. We just don't see any evidence. So he was pulled through the mud, and in 2002, unfortunately, he himself with 2 bullet shots to the head, which is why there's a lot of controversy around this. Now, it is possible for that to happen. The question is that what happened?
This is all for entertainment. What we said ain't true. This shit is all made up. I noticed I ain't said that in a while, and I seen some weird shit start to happen. We won't go in detail. I just know I seen some weird shit. Check out Snowfall. Gary Webb is played. The character in the show is not going to be, his name isn't going to be Gary Webb. They all different characters, different names. The name will be Irene Abe. That will be the reporter that you'll see if you watch Snowfall. And I think that Latino number is way higher than what they said it was. Look, come on, let's be honest, bro. In LA, you mean to tell me it was just 16%? Nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it, bro. I think that number was way higher for the Latinos. And you're right, they didn't force nobody to sell and do nothing that they did. But you gotta look at the circumstances in them communities. There's some circumstances in other communities they don't have to deal with. Some financial struggles they don't have to deal with. But in those communities, there's some certain financial struggles they do have to deal with. When you faced against certain shit and you don't have certain shit, certain resources, some people will go further to the furthest extent to get that. And some people who already have it, some people who don't already have it, who just disciplined enough, they might not feel the need to go have to risk everything to get certain things, you know? Different strokes for different folks. But just because you don't see it from that perspective, don't mean something wrong with the other person who do see it from that perspective. Everybody different, and everybody has to be different in order to keep the world going around. It's that simple, bro. You gotta be you, I gotta be me. Everybody gotta be who we are in this world to keep this shit going. We all can't be the same. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts, bro.
Australia's red storm. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Like, fam, the skies and everything around it was red. And like in the Bible, there's something about it where it's like, I will show wonders in the heavens and on earth, blood and fire and columns of smoke. The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the coming of the great and awesome day of the Lord. Look how red it is.
Damn, that's how red it is?
Red in like Australia.
Playboy Cardi album, man.
No, that's a whole lot of red. Are we gonna see Antarctica thaw out, fam? I could just imagine the shit that's in the ocean ready to go.
Yeah, because underneath all of that could literally be
yeah, civilizations, fam.
Could be titans and shit.
Yes,
you know what I'm
yes.
Like krakens or whatever.
I think it's already thawing out.
So speaking of missing or dead scientists, did you know that between 1986 and 1988, about 25 scientists across 4 different countries passed away mysteriously, and they were all ruled accident or Is it clicking yet? Anyways, these scientists were either from Britain, Germany, Sweden, or Italy, and they all worked on the same project. It was Reagan's Star Wars. Anyways, let's talk about some of the strange ways they passed away. There was Vilmal, who was 24 years old. He jumped off of a bridge. And that's not the strange part. What was strange is when the coroner was doing their autopsy, they found small puncture wounds all in his ass, like someone had taken a needle and punctured it over and over and over again. And then there is a shod, right? A shod tied a rope to a tree and then tied the other end of the rope to his right here and then got in his car and drove away. It was ruled. But his solicitor, aka his lawyer, said that there was a metal pipe in the floorboard of the car. Was that used to press down the gas pedal? I don't know. Anyways, there was Shani Warren after that. And honestly, I cannot tell you how she passed away, but just know that it was super gruesome and somehow, some way, it was labeled. It wasn't, though, I don't think. That's just my opinion. But anyways, it'll be in the YouTube video if you're interested on how she passed away. But then there's Peter. Now, Peter was found shoved under a car with his mouth to the exhaust pipe. Even the police said there's no way he put himself in that position, but I digress. That's just 4 of them. Like I said, there was 25 that suddenly passed away, but then they stopped in 1988 and the science world was safe again. Until now. We've got 12 missing military insiders or scientists right now. And yes, the White House says this is pretty serious stuff. Like, no shit, Sherlock. These are some of the most incredible secrets in these people's minds. They're just gone or they are dead. There are 2 big differences between the 1980s and today, right? Number 1, the deaths are piling up. It's accelerating. It's not slowing down or stopping. Number 2, social media, baby. Back then, not a lot of people knew about missing scientists. Today, everybody knows about it. We're all investigating it. We're all looking. I'm gonna keep digging. And yes, I promise the YouTube video, it's coming very soon. Life be lifing. I got 2 kids in case you didn't know, so I promise it's coming though. Shit, life been life, and look at my nails. I'm on here looking busted than a
I don't care if you don't like what I have to say. Working a job is joining a cult. It is the same thing. We can argue on this point if you want. Because when you get initiated, hired, they try to make you feel welcome. Oh, this is your work family. We want to be your everything. And just tell us. And all this bullshit trying to make it seem like, to get you to trust. And they want you to wear, for some jobs, they want you to wear uniform with the company logo. You see the company logo all day on the outside of the building, when you log in for work, when you're driving down the street, when you turn on the TV, you see the damn company you work. You can't get away from it because that is the point. That is the point. When you get initiated, you in that mother. And guess what? If you want to leave, the first thing you start saying to yourself is, how am I going to survive? How am I going to pay? How am I going to feed? How am I going to live? Like, you can't even do normal human shit because this cult, this company got everybody in it. Schools are cults too. Oh yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah, so you initiated into a cult regardless. If you're working, if you're not working, if you gotta go inside of a building, an institute, companies, sorority, fraternity, whatever, at a certain day, certain time, and you don't have a say-so, you are initiated, which means you are binded, which means it's gonna be hard as hell for you to get out. That's why everyone's like, I hate working, but I can't stop, or I'm afraid. It ain't your fault, babe. It's not your fault at all. Everyone's feeling burnt out because they're stealing your energy. And by the way, those company logos are sigils. So when you go out and you are public facing and you have like a badge or something with the logo of your department, whatever, that is absolutely a sigil. They don't even see you as a human. They see you as a representation of a company. And that should never be the case. Because you're not even seen as human anymore. You're seen as useful little servants that have been initiated by this cult. And all cults always say in the beginning, we want what's best for people. We want to bless people, and we just have such a great work family and all this stuff. They make it sound so good. And even if your job is great, you're still initiated. They're siphoning our energy to the point where we are working 8, 12-hour days. We're not really home. We can't really build families like that. We don't have time to connect.
2026 family, the veil is gone. I keep saying that. Now, we got this viral video circulating from Bali of all type of creatures and carvings in the stones. That's right. Some people gonna say AI. That's cool. Do y'all research. But let's look at this video. Cause on Photo Grave, shit is crazy.
Like I said, what if there's information that needs to be accessed but only could be accessed by us? And what if they know that and they've tried to access it multiple different ways and it just won't happen? I'm asking. It could be a reach. What's y'all thoughts about that? What's y'all thoughts? And I seen another comment. The community tab, y'all know, when y'all drop questions in the community tab and y'all ask me questions, I can only like it. I can't even respond back to it. It's weird. I seen a comment. Somebody said, if we can't leave Earth, if we could leave Earth and go to the moon, then why, when they say something that's gonna happen, the 1% or these rich people start going underground? Why they just don't leave to go to another place and another planet? Why? If they could leave, if we not trapped here, if there's not a firmament above us, why they can't leave to go to Mars? Why they can't leave to go to the moon? Why they can't leave and go somewhere else and start a new civilization since something here is gonna happen? Since it's heating up here. And they going underground? That don't make sense unless you can't leave here. I don't know. I saw that comment. It wouldn't let me respond, just like it. So I thought I'd address it in a video. Let me know y'all thoughts. That shit only happens in cartoons and movies. I finally saw it in real life.
Hey, I'm wondering what's wrong with the gas. I was pumping me some gas and my car ain't never did this. I had my shit for a long time. It started shaking and cut off. Hello? Bitch. So the next day I took my car to the shop and we have a bigger problem. The man said whatever they are cutting the gas with is in the way at our engines. I'm gonna say that one more time. The man said whatever they are cutting the gas with is in the way at our engines. That's why when you get gas now, the next day you need more gas and I don't drive 3 minutes to work. Bitch, ain't no way. I just filled up almost to the F. And now my light on again, bitch. Oh, I'm finna sue y'all hoes. They say y'all can sue for anything. I'm suing DTJ and his millions because y'all ain't finna my car, bitch. We cannot afford to go buy new cars just because you was starting a war and making gas price go up $1,000 a gallon and then they cutting out gas with water, whatever. Bitch, we do not got all this money like y'all hoes do. Why you over there manipulating the market to get money? Bitch, y'all best to get y'all shit together, though. Everybody start riding bikes. For real.
In 1948, this woman discovered a code that can bend reality. She used it for 30 years and had an insanely high success rate. This is Helen Hadsell. She passed away in 2010. But she was accused of being maybe a scammer, or she had some type of illegal thing going on for how many times she would win prizes. She won over 1,000 different prizes, including a house, by entering contests in newspapers, magazines, etc. But this wasn't just luck. She had a system. She had a 4-letter formula called SPEC. Select it, project it, expect it, collect it. SPEC. Select it, project it, expect it, collect it. She wrote a book on it called The Name It and Claim It Game. Select it. Be crystal clear about what you want. She didn't enter contests randomly. She chose one she truly desired to win. Project it. See your success vividly in your mind. She would imagine hearing her name called, holding the prize in her hands, experiencing the emotions of winning. She would visualize that, projecting it. Expect it. Helen believed you had to expect your success, not hope for it, because hope means uncertain. And doubt blocks manifestation. Collect it. Helen always took action. She wrote the slogans, sent the entries, did the work. Her philosophy was the universe rewards actions, not daydreaming. In 1969, she manifested a house, entered a contest for it. Out of the tens of thousands of entries, hers was chosen. She visualized it every single day until it was hers. Neuroscience confirms what Helen instinctively knew. Visualization rewires your brain. Positive thoughts build new neural pathways. Thoughts create things. Follow for more.
Facts.
is McDonald's French fries from the United States. It has 11 ingredients. But in the UK, there's only 4, and salt is optional. This one has an ingredient called dimethyl polysiloxane, an ingredient that can be preserved with formaldehyde. And this is United States Fanta right here. It's made with high fructose corn syrup, artificial dye, yellow 6, red 40, and sodium benzenate. In the UK, they have real orange juice inside, and it's colored with carrots and pumpkin. In Skittles, there's 10 different artificial dyes here in the United States, plus titanium dioxide, an ingredient that's banned in Europe because it causes DNA damage. Gatorade, here in the United States, uses red 40 and caramel color. In Germany, they use carrots and sweet potatoes to color their Gatorade. M&M has 10 artificial dyes made from petroleum linked to hyperactivity in children here in the United States, and in the UK, they only use 1.
Now watch that damn clip not get in, or watch it get muted because of what she's saying, but it's gonna get blamed over the music. Watch, bro. I've been dealing with this shit for like 3 years, and I'll deal with the comments after. Why is it muted? Why is it muted, bro? You don't think it irritates me too? You don't think that it hurts my soul that they beat me over the head with this shit and I ain't did nothing? Bro, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand the shit that I see on a regular sometimes. Shit, oh man.
Michael is gone. Tupac is gone. Prince is gone. Whitney is gone. Amy Winehouse is gone. David Bowie is gone. But I'm still standing.
You don't think she was, I don't know if she was saying it like that.
This could be the most important video you ever see in your life. Watch this till the end and let the people know who tell you geoengineering is not real to watch this and tell them checkmate.
Geoengineering, also known as climate engineering, involves intentionally changing Earth's systems like the oceans, soil, and atmosphere. The goal is to fight climate change, either by removing greenhouse gases or by reflecting more sunlight away from Earth. Currently, geoengineering is mainly practiced through weather modification, like cloud seeding, and some private experiments. Major research focusing on reflecting sunlight is done by universities such as Harvard and the University of Chicago, funded by people like Bill Gates. Geoengineering isn't permitted in a straightforward way. It exists in a complex legal area. Research is often allowed, but large-scale use is very controversial and becoming more restricted. Geoengineering, which involves large-scale changes to Earth's systems to combat climate change, has potential risks that could be more damaging than the warming it aims to fix. Geoengineering, which involves large-scale changes to Earth's systems to address climate change, is seen as damaging because it can cause unpredictable ecological problems, pose direct health risks, and create serious political problems. Stratospheric aerosol injections primarily use sulfate aerosols, like sulfur dioxide, which becomes sulfuric acid in water mixtures. Other materials being considered include calcimina, sea salt, and even diamond dust to help minimize any potential side effects. Yes, sulfur dioxide, or SO2, used for aerosol injections is harmful. It can cause respiratory problems, acid rain, and damage ecosystems, as well as harm vegetation and wildlife habitats. Even when injected, its fallout poses risks. Geoengineering is permitted, even in places like the United States, because it's seen as a potential last resort to combat severe climate change. Yes, people are using geoengineering methods to address climate change, although they are still experimental and cause debate. These methods are being researched and, in some cases, put into use. There isn't any specific federal law in the U.S. that allows, bans, or regulates large-scale geoengineering. However, the government funds related research through NOAA, and private companies must report their activities to NOAA under the 1972 Weather Modification Reporting Act. Even if geoengineering is seen as harmful or ineffective, it continues because there aren't any global laws against it. Some also view it as a potential last-ditch effort to address climate change. Deploying geoengineering like solar radiation management before fully addressing climate change is risky. It creates a false solution that could cause sudden, extreme warming, disrupt rainfall patterns, and damage the ozone layer. There were theories that was spread by 5G towers. Some variants have cloud-related nicknames. For example, Nimbus, which became dominant in the US in the summer of 2025, and Stratus, another subvariant that spread quickly, were both named after types of clouds. Geoengineering uses aerosols that spread quickly due to atmospheric movement, wind, and specific injection methods. Techniques include using aircraft or ground-based systems to release tiny particles, like silver iodide or sulfur, which then form clouds that scatter and stay in the atmosphere.
Check this picture out. Here's a picture of a family from the Great Depression. Does that look like a cornucopia to you? 1938. Now look on the wall. They are using newspaper for installation. It was hard back then, but look on the wall there. You can see that it is a Fruit of the Loom ad. Now, this is where I need your help. Now, if you go in closely, is that a cornucopia? Like I said, this is from 1938. This is not doctor. You can Google lens this. This is a real picture from the Great Depression. And there is an ad for Fruit of the Looms. And if you zoom in, I'm not going to say definitively that that is a cornucopia, but here are the logos. Here's what all the logos look like, ever. Does that look like a cornucopia or not? I can't tell. It looks... obviously this is before the change. Obviously this is before anybody even noticed. You know, or am I tripping? Am I tripping? To me, it looks like it's there, but let me know.
When I was a kid, that's the first thing that caught my attention was the cornucopia.
Repeat after me. You are nothing.
You are nothing.
Increase the numbers.
Increase the numbers.
This is not art. Increase the numbers.
Increase the numbers.
This is not art. This is not art.
This is not art.
Increase.
So this was played off as a random comedy skit, but when you look at really what's happening here, this actually has a name. It's called the Ritual of Minds. And he sat there wearing white antlers, the symbol of Master of the Hunt. There's people in white robes being marked with red liquid. What's eerie is the purpose behind it. They want to see if they can put a dark ceremony in your face. And as long as a funny person, a funny man is doing it, it's classed as a joke. When you realise they're just mocking the public in plain sight to see if you're actually paying attention. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
Growing up, my mama used to tell me you got to be careful because you can invite the evil in, right? And if you're not spiritual, you really don't understand what that means, because inviting the evil in sometimes is not even being verbal with it. It's where you're at, what you're doing, and what you accept, right? Because you're inviting these things into your life. So quick story time of something that happened to me when I was probably about 17 years old, and it made me... It changed the way that I thought for the rest of my life when it came to going over people's houses, having people in my spaces and shit like that, because energy is very transferable, right? So as a kid, I realized that I had a gift not to only see what people had going on and feel energy, but I could see things. You know, I could see things. I could feel things, and I was always very hyper aware of these things, and it's a gift that I've had my entire life, right? So when I'm about 17, one of my homegirls invite me over her house. I get over there. I'm already feeling a little off. I'm feeling like it's just a weird vibe. It's weird energy in the home as soon as I walk in the home. But me being me, 17 years old, not really fully understanding my gift, I'm trying to push it off to the side and say, you know what? I don't know what that feeling is, but right now I'm not feeling the feeling that I'm feeling, right? So I get over there. You know, her mom's cooking dinner, whatever the case may be. We chilling in her room, right? We start talking this, that, and the third, right? Come to find out, they're part of the occult, right? At that time, I really didn't know what the occult was. I just brushed it off like, all right. You know what I'm saying? So we eat. As soon as we get done eating, my stomach start hurting. So I'm like, I feel sick. Like, I don't feel good. Like, I feel sick. So the girl was like, you could just stay here. You can go lay down in my bed. See, my mama didn't play that spending the night shit. So no, I gotta go to the house. Like, I don't feel good. So they kept trying to get me to stay. So something told me to call my mama. See, my mama was one of them. She was about all of that shit. And she also had a gift. And she also knew. So as soon as my mama heard my voice on the phone, she said, get your ass up out of there. Something ain't right. I said, yes, ma'am. I got my ass up out of there. Something wasn't right. I'm driving down one of the black roads in South Carolina on the way home. I'm about 25 minutes from the house. All the roads dark. It ain't no street lights. Ain't none of that. It's just your car light, the woods and darkness. That's it. Right? I'm driving down the road. Right? Something ran across the front of my car. I thought it was a deer. So I stopped real quick. Couldn't see what it was. Right? So I sat there for a second looking around. I'm like, I don't know what that was. As I start going again, I look over to my left and something is running beside my car. It looked like a midget running beside my car. Keep in mind, I'm going about 45 at this point because I'm accelerating. So I'm going at a steady speed. This shit is running beside my car.
Next thing, I called my mama on the phone, and this is before they had Bluetooth on the phone. So I'm holding my phone up to my ear, talking to my mama or whatever. My mama praying on the phone as I'm driving. She said, them folks is evil. She said, them folks was trying to take something from you. They evil, they evil, they evil. Keep in mind, I didn't go to school with this girl. She went to a school that was, about two cities over from where we lived at. But I knew her because we played basketball together and shit like that. So anywho, I end up getting home. And when I got home, my mama was praying after, she was praying. I looked over, what was running beside my car was gone. I get to the crib, I pull up, my mama standing on the porch waiting on me to come in the house. Soon as I walk up on the porch, she got the anointing oil, she going in, she praying, she going in, she praying, she going in, she praying. And I just remember she making a spiritual bath for me, and she put like some herbs, and she put some Florida water, and she put a whole bunch of shit in the spiritual bath for me, and she told me to get in the bath, right? She gave me some salt, she told me to lick the salt, I got in the bath, she praying over me. And keep in mind, I'm naked, I'm in the bathtub, my mama doing all of this over me. That night, after I get out of the tub, I went to my bed and I laid down. And I've always suffered from sleep paralysis. So when I laid down, I had a dream. I had a dream that a man was coming to get me with no face. And the man reached inside of my head and took out a light in my head. This is the dream that I'm having, right? So I remember me having this dream and me trying to wake up from this dream, and I couldn't move. When I woke up in my room, the man was standing over me in my room where I couldn't move, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do nothing. So I just remember me praying myself out of this trance. As soon as I woke up, I went to my mama's room and told her what happened. My mama woke up, she started burning some incense. She burned some frankincense, myrrh, and she lit some candles, and she began to pray. And as she is praying, I remember like a heaviness lifted off of me. And my mama sit there and she looked me dead in my face and she said, don't you remember when I tell you that you invite the evil in without even knowing you invited the evil in? And I said, Ma, I ain't do nothing. I ain't say nothing. She said, you ate them people food. You invited that evil in. They wanted something that you had, and they was going to do anything in their power to get it. So y'all need to be careful when y'all going around these folks and y'all eating from everybody and putting yourself in situations, because you invite the evil in without you even realizing you inviting the evil in, if you picking up what I'm putting down.
Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. All these flat mountaintops that we see all over the world, they were once giant trees, and I'm going to prove it to you guys. This is so obvious. Now, the examples of this are all over the world, but one thing that really stands out to me is the water that always flows down these flat mountaintops. And when you cut down a tree, the root system of that tree is still carrying water to the top of the tree. So most times you're going to see water gush out of these trees that are cut. A lot of arborists notice this. They notice when you cut these trees down, water will start gushing out from these trees. Now, in the book of Enoch, something that was removed from our Bible in the Council of Nicaea when they decided what can go in and what can't in order to, enslave the masses, it talks about God setting down the fallen angels to cut down the giant trees to flood out the Nephilim. This is why all over the world we see these flat mountaintops. Quite literally used to be giant trees. And these trees would reach the heavens. They would supply the earth with so much oxygen that everything was massive. This is where all the giants came from, the Nephilim, everything, because of these trees. This begs the question, why would they lie to us about this? Why would they tell us that these are just simple mountains when they know that these were giant trees? Here's the thing, history is his story. It's written by the victors. And if you can indoctrinate the population about the real origins of humanity and not let us know where we came from, who our ancestors actually were, and how powerful we actually are, then you are going to control that population. This is why everything they say and they do is to discredit the word of God and what we see and observe with our own two eyes, because that's the highest form of the slave mind. This is why they also intentionally poison us around every corner, mind, body, and soul, because they need to keep us in a lowered state of consciousness to not see the truth.
Hey, ain't nobody running? Y'all ain't ducking? I'm getting out of there, bro. He got a sniper. Prayers to that woman, prayers to the family, prayers to everybody was affected by some shit like that. Everybody need prayer, but damn.
Saw the movie The Matrix. Okay. Good. That we can start from a point of reference. Matrix was banging movie to me, and the reason why I appreciated it so much was because, do you remember at the end when Neo like realized his potential? He started to see the binary code. You remember that? The whole world. Well, that's where I'm trying to be spiritually. I'm trying to see the word of God in the whole world. So every time that agent throws a punch, I'm like, I see you. Oh, okay. You know, I'm just catching his punches. You know, so I'm not afraid. You know, I'm not afraid because I'm starting to see that. You know, things are just, situations materialize themselves and, oh, he's an agent. But here's the trick. Here's the trick. You know, here's the trick is that you have to remember that sometimes you can be an agent. You can be an agent to yourself. You can be an agent against someone else and not even realize that you're being used, you know? That's the Matrix.
Man, I want to say so much, but I can't.
I think this is just the beginning. So I've learned when people tell you what they're going to do, don't ignore them. So when the UN and Klaus Schwab tell you that they've got a UN 2030 plan with sustainable development goals, I think there are 17 or 21 of them, and every one of them says you won't be traveling, you won't have a private car, we won't be using international shipping to move goods around, there won't be any flights except military or perhaps very rich people, you won't own anything and you'll be happy. You probably won't live in your own house. You'll be using much less energy for everything, including heating, manufactured goods, and so on. When they tell you that, you should assume that they're serious about it. And so I think has been part one of a multi-act play that's going to take 10 years that will destroy the liberal democracies completely. We've already, if you think you're living in a democracy, now ask yourself who you could vote for that would change this. Because I don't think there's anyone you can vote for anywhere that is guaranteed things. So I don't have an answer, but I'm telling you, I think we're sliding down through the gates of hell. I am speaking out. There's nothing in it for me. I've lost lots of money, all my friends. I'm away from my home and family. And I'm speaking out because as I close, I am absolutely sure what I've told you is substantially true.
The person in that video that he's talking about, there's a name that I have to remove. He hasn't made it to this channel in a long time. Because every time I post his name, when I say the most weirdest, freakiest shit be happening, from the comments to the video being shadow banned, to I ain't even gonna go in no further. You let your mind wander where it wants. I can't post it. It's not even just for the guidelines. Weird shit starts to happen every single time. So the sad part is I could talk about Biden, Trump, Obama, anybody like that, but when it comes to that person now I ain't named, if I start talking about the shit he doing, get ugly.
This building in El Salvador caught my attention because it looks like it's made of gold. And it literally towers any house around it. But I didn't know what it was, so I decided to ask.
Buenas. Una pregunta usted. Fíjese que yo siempre he pasado por aquí y me ha llamado la curiosidad. ¿Qué es eso?
El centro de brujería.
¿Ah?
Centro de brujería. Centro de San Simón, la Santa Muerte.
Oh shit. Holy. That shit said La Santa Muerte, bro.
No.
Bro, she literally said that shit. Bro, just look at this shit, though. Oh, no, bro, look at that pigeon. Bro, it's literally at the door. Is that one of those ravens looking over Odin and shit? Oh, it is. Damn.
Ever since I got deported, it was very common to hear people talking about witchcraft and sorcery and black magic. And you know, the funniest thing is, right in front of it is a church. I just wonder what kind of brujeria happens inside of this temple. But to each his own. Everybody has their own beliefs.
Still, bro, I don't want no more chasing me.
I don't know if I'd even went that close to it, bro.
But you can still see the remnants of how amazing it once was. Like, I am exploring the former summer palace of Saddam Hussein built on Babylon, the ancient archaeological site of Babylon. And this looks like it was some sort of grand staircase. You can see up here, so there's no electricity in here. This place is completely in ruins. It's been looted, it's been bombed, but you can still see the remnants of how amazing it once was. Like, look at this. That looks like it was just a massive chandelier. And then you can still see some of the smaller chandeliers. Basically anything that was too big to steal is still left over. So you can see there's one here. Someone has taken all the crystals down from it. And I'm gonna go up to the upper level. Oh, it's kind of scary. People even looted. Oh. Okay, there's stairs missing. I need to be more careful. People even looted the banisters off of the staircase. Oh, it's so creepy. Yeah, it looks like it's made of solid marble. I'm surprised they still have any banisters left. Oh, that is so dusty. Yeah. Solid marble floors. I'm surprised anything like that is left here. And there's a little bit of a chandelier. Oh my God, it had elevators. My biggest fear as a kid were horror movies that involved someone accidentally falling down an elevator shaft. So I'm facing my worst fear right now to show you guys this. Oh my God. It's so scary. Okay, Saddam Hussein's elevators. My hands are shaking. Oh my God. But yeah, I'm surprised there's anything left of this structure, because after Saddam Hussein, his regime fell, this place was looted, like looted down to the last bit. I can attach a photo of what it used to look like. And then it was used as a military base by the Americans during the American occupation in the early 2000s. So it's shocking that they have things left here like solid marble. I'm gonna polish this. Look at that. Yeah, underneath all the dirt is solid marble banisters that have been left over from 2 wars and bombing and looting and the fall of regimes, and somehow things like that are still here.
I need you guys to answer this question for me. Why did no one on Earth, not a single person with a Nikon P900 or 1000, catch the Artemis 2 moon mission, supposedly going around the moon and coming back? I mean, let's actually use our common sense here. This is a Nikon P1000 zooming in on the moon. Look at how close we can get to the moon. Yet, no one on Earth was able to take a video of the Artemis supposedly going around the moon. We would have saw it. No one got it. And I'm asking you guys, why? Why was there no amateur videos taken of the Artemis 2 going around the moon and doing this fucking moon mission? Tell me why. Well, I'll tell you why. It's because it never fucking happened. Genuinely, because space is not real. It is fake. It is a lie. Just like they told you in Californication, the song by Red Hot Chili Peppers, space might be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Quite literally the truth. Telling you the truth in plain sight your whole entire lives. People that do all this stuff, they're Freemasons, they're Satanists, they are deceiving humanity, and they have been your whole life. The is owned by them, the news is owned by them, the education system is owned by them. They're all owned by the exact same entity. All designed to weaken humanity, to keep us in a low state of consciousness, and to hide God's true creation. If you're aware of this, then you know right now, more than ever, it is most important to take our physical health back from these parasites.
I realize the whole world know I hate rats, I hate snitches, I ain't into telling. So people always want to know, is Pac alive? I'm the wrong to ask. But I tell you this, if you try to find the person who cremated Tupac, after he supposed to cremated Tupac, he retired and vanished into the sun, into the sunset, into the darkness. After if you really look at it, because Pac done all those songs, so the mathematically impossible. So answer your own question. Is he here or is he dead? But at the same time, That was my little brother. His code name was Machiavelli, like mine is Simon. And if you know the story of Machiavelli, he faked his own. But at the same time, you know, they wanted to put Pac back in prison. And Pac would fake his own disappear before he go back to prison. So you answer that. Do you still hear? Do you still see? I'm quite sure you do. But once again, I ain't in the telling, so you never know.
I told y'all this early on in the channel. My stepdad, he grew up with Pac. When I asked him, my stepdad from Marin City. So when I asked him, I said, Pac alive, Pac gone. He said, 50-50. He said, Pac so smart, I could see him faking his shit and going somewhere because he don't want the people on his ass no more. That's him waving his flag saying, I'm done. I'm out of here. I ain't gonna do nothing no more. I'm out. I ain't gonna speak on this shit no more. He said Pac had that type of spirit to where he knew Pac would do some shit like that. But then he said he could see Pac being gone too. I said, why? He said, do you think all this shit that go on, he'd be able to keep his mouth closed? Or you feel like he gonna have to say something? I don't know. I don't know. What's y'all thoughts? I know some people like to say he's a killed MC. If you believe that, you believe it. I respect it. I respect it. But like literally, I got cousins who was picked up, like carried by Pac before. So serious. And when I talked to my other cousin about this, I say, you tell people that? He be like, nah, people don't believe me no more, so I don't say nothing. We don't really talk about it. So this, and I ain't said nothing in like, since the channel first started. And this is going to be my last time saying something for a long time. So if y'all remember me saying this, you better hold on to it tight. If you don't remember, later on, when shit finally started to come out, when these people start questioning me about shit like that, like, oh, what about, like, yeah, I don't want to hear you just heard it because I said it before.
Hidden for years inside a host vine, this organism develops without ever showing on the surface, drawing all of its nutrients from the plant it lives in. When it finally breaks through, it opens into a massive Rafflesia bloom in the forests of Indonesia, one of the largest single flowers on Earth. It survives without chlorophyll, meaning it can't produce its own energy, and it never forms leaves, stems, or roots. Instead of attracting bees, it releases a chemical odor that mimics rotting flesh to draw in carrion flies. Flies land and unintentionally transfer pollen as they move across the surface. The bloom only lasts a few days, then collapses and breaks down. This is one of the few plants that spends most of its life completely hidden. Straight from the fish tank.
That was interesting to know. Super interesting.
Look at that, another star fort. This is exactly what I wanted to show you. So you will find in just this city alone, it's a great demonstration for this whole center of the star fort thing. I wanted to show you. What do you see in the middle of this star fort that's not blurred out?
Oh, it
you
looks
see
like
that keyhole?
A keyhole, yeah.
Oh, yes, yes. So that's a very fun rabbit hole there. So all of these star forts, this is a star fort that's in ruin here. That's, you know, side by side next to that. Look at how many that's like maybe, 10, 20 miles away, give or take. An exact little star fort. This one's in disrepair, but look right in the middle again. What's that? It looks like a keyhole just in ruins, in disrepair. Look at that one. Another one. Oh, look at that. Another keyhole. Interesting. Is that just some fancy design that they're doing? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, look at that. Another one. It looks like it's all grown over and overgrown, but you can see it clear as day if you zoom in. Keyhole. So is it just a coincidence? I don't know. I don't know. Let's ask the Statue of Liberty. You know, the Statue of Liberty is built on a star fort, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Boom, right there. What's right next to that star fort?
Keyhole.
Bam. Let's ask the Vatican.
Okay. Yeah, this
What's
is
right next? Look at that star fort. All right. What's right next to that star fort? Right in the middle of the bastion of the
giant keyhole shape.
Bang, bang, bang. Circle gets the square.
I need to take that rabbit hole, bro. I really do.
I'm a conspiracy theorist, but you don't have to be one to find this weird. Do you know what Cabbage Patch dolls are? They were marketed as a fantasy, babies grown in a field complete with their own birth certificate, like you were adopting your own child. But what if these dolls were based on a real event that we didn't learn about in history class? In the 1800s and the early 1900s, we saw hundreds of thousands of orphan children being sent out on trains and even shipped through the mail. Where did all of these children come from? Were they the children of parents who were thrown into insane asylums because there was a surge of these as well during that same time frame? Or is it something deeper that's been quietly buried over time? I know this sounds crazy, but when you start looking at the artwork from this era, the symbolism, even mention of children in fields, something feels off. Here's where it gets really weird. There's a passage in the book of Jasher that describes children sprouting forth from the earth like grass. Coincidence? Maybe. It talks about the ancient Israelites when they were in Egypt, and it says they left their children upon the field and returned home. Elohim ordered his earth to receive them, which the earth opened up its mouth and vomited them forth, and they sprouted forth from the city like the herb of the earth and the grass of the forest. The ancient Egyptians tried plowing the field, but they were unable to hurt the infants. It does make you wonder why certain ideas show up through time and then get reshaped into something harmless like a children's toy. Of course, we are told the absolute truth about our history. I'm sure there is nothing significant that has ever been simplified, reframed, or forgotten, or turned into a children's toy. But I don't know. Let me know what you think.
Is it a reach? And I hope that ain't milk she drinking.
Girl, check it out, family. 2026. I told y'all the veil is gone. And shout out to this family member right here for sending me this personally in DMs. Salutes to you, brother. And his TikTok will be at the end of this video. That being said, I don't want to hear no AI. This is a real deal Holyfield. At the same time, bro need to get a new camera. What? Listen, y'all don't understand that cameras cannot pick up higher dimensional things. These beings is vibrating in a higher dimension. It only could pick up so much. That's why it look pixelated. But y'all let me know what y'all think and feel. On Phonograde, shit is crazy.
Okay, guys, so these divers are out, right? They're swimming out in the Bermuda Triangle. People ask me why I'm nervous about the ocean. Listen, one of the scientists explained a grave sound they heard. Bermuda Triangle. Something was behind them. They had Listen, overwhelming pressure. Bro, one of the scientists is now mysteriously missing. This is the last recorded footage on camera several miles from the last location. I'm telling you guys, there's something in the water. I am telling you guys, there's something in the freaking water. And this is not the only strange sound. There's that sound that they heard at the bottom of the Euphrates River, metal clanging, and that like screaming, tormenting scream. I think it's the fallen angels that are chained at the bottom of that river. Then we have the bloop. Then we have the upsweep. Then we have the Julia. There have been so many unexplained sounds in the ocean. Nobody knows what it is. I mean, shoot. I at this point, maybe it was Gerald. Knows at this point. What could that have possibly been? And then the fact that they immediately felt intense pressure and one of them is missing. Guys, tell me in the comments. As always, make sure you like and follow. What are we looking at? What did we just hear?
You want to make robots? Make robots to go down to the bottom of the ocean. You want to make robots? Send them up to space, if you believe in that. You want to make robots? Make the robots learn the shit that you sending humans to go do. Make a lot of sense to me, don't it? Do it make a lot of sense to you? When I made that face, it ain't her, because I like her content. It's the Gerald the dolphin. I'm tired of hearing that shit. I'm tired of hearing it from everybody, bro. I'm absolutely tired of it. What's y'all thoughts? Stop playing around in the Bermuda Triangle. Stop playing around in shit. Send these robots to do it.
This man.
I told y'all he did that shit when it first happened. I didn't want to be right, but I knew that shit was the case. Cause what else he doing with a girl that age, bro? You too damn old. What are you doing? That's weird, my nigga. That's weird, my guy. I had to fix my language. I'm not talking to the homies right now. I'm telling you, he shouldn't have been kicking it with a girl that age. I automatically was ready to throw that jacket on him then. I guess I wasn't wrong. What's your thoughts? Shit ain't okay.
Man disappears after revealing an ancient method of growing plants. Guys show ancient methods.
This copper goes down into the bottom of that planet, goes west, comes out, goes underground, goes into this one, underground, it goes through all of them. Then you bring it over here, and it's hooked up to the bottom of this aluminum pole, and they got a big zinc bolt in it, so it causes an electromagnetic field to go around. And there's no bugs here, no bugs. That all grew in 5 days, everything doubled in size. That one from here to there. This is spilling over. That grew about
double in size.
Oh shit. Don't tell nobody.
2015 to 2020, 2020 to 2025, two separate timelines. This one, whole lot longer than this one. And you all know I'm right. I'm going to say this, and I can only speak this lightly. I can't say what I really want to say because I want to keep this account. But I say all this to say, see, they don't want me to say it. Like I was trying to say, time speeds up, slows down. Speeds up, slows down. Speeds up, slows down. But why? From where? Who? How? What? When? Where? Why? Why should you care? Your timeline is whatever you want it to be. I hope that didn't go over your head.
Experience with a skinwalker. My name is Joshua, and I was working a summer job on a ranch in northern Arizona, way out there where there was nothing but open desert and fence lines. The ranch hand I stayed with was not very talkative, but he was strict about never going outside at night. At first he said it was because of coyotes, and then one evening before he walked off, he added, "and things that try to talk to you." I laughed it off. He did not laugh with me. I must say the man was not known to be funny, so I figured he was just trying to scare me. The first few nights were normal enough. Cattle moving, mooing, wind, coyotes in the distance. But on the fourth night, I woke up around 2 a.m. because the dogs were going absolutely insane barking outside. I stepped outside with a flashlight, thinking that a coyote was coming for one of the cattle or something. I saw the ranch hand was already standing there, out in the front of the yard near the fence line, standing completely still, back to me, not moving. I called to him and said, "Hey, what is it? What's wrong?" And he didn't look at me. He just said, "Don't shine the light too far out." I did it anyways, because I'm a 19-year-old boy and that's what I do. At first, I didn't see anything, just desert and brush, until I noticed movement along the tree line, maybe 80 to 100 yards out. It didn't really move like an animal, although I thought it would be an animal at first, but it was upright, but wrong, stiff in some places, too wiggly in other places. Imagine a bobblehead. I asked him again what it was, and he said, very quietly, "Go inside." But I kept looking, not believing what I was seeing and wanting to be involved, and then it stopped moving entirely. It was facing away from us. Me and the ranch hand just stood watching, and then it started to walk backwards in our direction. Ugh. That was when the dogs went completely silent. I couldn't make out the details of the thing walking backwards yet because it was still too far away. My flashlight was not that strong, just the outline and the movement. The ranch hand grabbed my arm and pulled me back into the house. We both locked the door behind us and shut off the lights. We sat in the dark for a while. There was nothing, just silence, until I heard some movement outside again. My stomach dropped. Then a voice called my name just one time, and it sounded exactly like the ranch hand. Same tone, and it was right outside the window, except the ranch hand was sitting next to me. The ranch hand leaned in and told me not to respond, and then he stood up without saying anything, walked into the back room, leaving me alone, only to come back holding a rifle and a small lantern, told me to stay inside. I watched through the front curtain as he walked outside into the yard, raised the lantern, and stood there in the dark for over 5 minutes, until I saw a flash of movement at the fence line again. There it was again, except it was closer now, and it was facing us. It looked like him, same height, same posture, same clothes, but his face was shadowed. The real ranch hand raised his rifle and fired a single shot into the ground between the two of them. The thing did not react, and after about 60 seconds, it backed away into the dark without turning. The ranch hand came back inside and sat down, and finally said, "If you respond, it will learn your voice." We didn't sleep at all that night, and the next morning I asked him to drive me back in town, and he did, in silence, and I never went back.
Somebody up there.
Y'all think, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
You can't just walk up to a crow. You can't just walk up to a crow. All this tell the crows, no revenge, tell the crows. Crows are not pigeons. You can't just walk up to a crow. You have to build a rapport with the crow. Raw peanuts every day at the same time. Find out where they hang out, go up there and take them raw peanuts. And eventually you will build a relationship with the crow and they'll start to follow you home. I mean, they will literally find out where you live. Like it's really kind of sweet. They're amazing. But if you can't get a crow to like you, that's fine. Tell the tree spirits. The tree spirits will tell the crows, or they will tell the owls. But if you really want to take it to something that is wild and like really stronger than any elemental or nature spirit I've ever encountered, tell the river spirits. Those are some wild. Go tell your grievances at the river. And who knows what will answer.
I seen a dude at the river controlling the water, bro. I'll find that clip. I'll put it out. And I don't know if my other spirit told him. I don't know if my other animal told him like if I associated with the crows like that. I don't know. Maybe they be in harmony. I don't know. They don't get along. Hawks is my animal guy. See them everywhere. They fly around my house. They make noise. They swoop by me. Driving, they pop up everywhere. Everywhere I go, they always pop up on me. If I get to talking to shit like that, some weird shit gonna happen. Because I know man, y'all know we made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content. Tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. I love y'all Collective. Till I see y'all in the next one. Y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know what